Alright, while playing Marvel Spider-Man 2's New Game Plus story, I've really been thinking about what they could be doing for the next game. And I genuinely think that there are so many good ideas that can kind of be improved upon from this game to the next game, and other ideas that can probably be left out. And I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Go ahead and comment down below your guys' thoughts. What do you want to see for this next game? What kind of ideas and boss battles, story beats do you want to see in this next game? I really want to know your guys' thoughts. And also, while you're down there, go ahead and like and subscribe if you're new. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's go ahead and get into this. The first thing that I think needs to happen is Norman becoming Green Goblin right from the start. I'm sick and tired of waiting until like the third act for the main villain to become the actual fucking main villain of the game, right? I mean, like Venom, the symbiote, literally waited until the third act. Doc Ock waited until the third act. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Just make fucking Norman Green Goblin right out the gate. It would be perfect. And my big thought process here, my big event that would make Peter come back from his break. Maybe he goes and does his Carnage thing real quick in DLC. Maybe they actually do that, and then it goes off and he has another break, right? That'd be cool. And then he comes back from Green Goblin attacking him at Aunt May's house, which I think would be spectacular. We can mimic this scene right here. Oh, Aunt May! Finish it! Fucking evil, bro. This dude was a menace. I need to see something like that. I genuinely think that would really be good for this game, and at least like the way they can do the whole villain thing, because they've been very lackluster in my opinion. At least with Venom, it was very lackluster. With Green Goblin, they really need to pull out all the stocks and actually do something interesting with this character. And my big thing would be putting freaking Mary Jane in a coma for like most of the game. Maybe not like all of the game. Definitely bring her back, but make her like gone. Make something happen where Peter's actually feeling those effects from MJ being gone and no one to talk to. And another story beat that I think would be very interesting is maybe Dr. Octavius taking over the mind of not Peter Parker, but Miles Morales. I think that the Superior Spider-Man being done with Miles instead of Peter, and maybe even like having Miles be one of the main antagonists for the game would be fairly interesting. I would like to see that dynamic between an evil Miles and a you know, kind of different Peter that's on the edge of breaking it at many points, because MJ's in a coma, Green Goblin's out there, Perry's in a coma, and he has no one to talk to. Now Miles is gone too. I think that there would be a really good story to tell if the plan would be kind of flopped from the original Superior Spider-Man run and making Miles even more deadly. I think that if in many ways he gets taken over by Doc Ock and then Prowler sees this, maybe he tries to stop him and then gets killed by Miles Morales, aka Dr. Octavius. So I think that there could be many ideas that can be played upon for this game, and I really hope that they actually do follow up with Doc Ock and Green Goblin being the main antagonist for this game. It really does fit, and it really does kind of lead up to an interesting climax, which could be Peter saving Miles and then actually kind of, I don't want to say like kind of redeeming himself from where he was in the last game, but he really was a cuck in the last game. He was really a pushover in the last game. So him kind of taking control and being that leader that he needs to be, like, it would just be really good. And I don't know if this game would end with him retiring or dying. It's probably him, you know, eventually not being Spider-Man anymore, one way or the other, but I really think that having him be the catalyst for stopping Doc Ock and Miles' body would be really cool. I want to see something like that. Another thing would be MJ getting one mission. She comes back, gets out of a coma, maybe the hospital is overrun with like goblin things or whatever, you know, Green Goblin's attacking the city, he wants to finish off the job, she has to go out and essentially escape from the hospital, do it all stealthily, that's it. And it would actually be like a high stakes, high action story beat. That's not like 20 minutes of us walking around being preposterously overpowered. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. I think that would be a lot more interesting to have her be more of a, again, more of like almost like an Outlast character. Make the hospital like almost like a haunted house and make her a more capable character by hiding instead of being extremely over fucking powered, where she could take out stable agents and she could also take out hunters and just never come out scathed. It's like, holy shit, bro. A cool thing that would happen before that, if Peter's in a very vengeful state, he can go and attack Norman at his penthouse, which I think would be incredible. you know, he maybe tracks Green Goblin over there. He realizes that he's in a secret room, and then when you go and try to look into the secret room or find the code, he breaks through the freaking secret wall, and you guys start fighting floor by floor, and it's like just a catastrophe. It's one of the worst decisions that Peter could have made, because now there's innocents involved. They're going throughout the whole entire like penthouse, the whole entire building, just fighting the entire way down. And I think that could actually be a very interesting fight, kind of mirroring in many ways what they did with the MCU battle. So I think that something like that would be fun to see, and I think that having Peter be a little bit more on edge and a little bit more angry without the symbiote would be really, very nice to see. I would like to see him actually be more angry at more times, because over the course of the last 3 games, he really has never shown that much of a complex emotion besides, I guess, like depression and happiness, but he's never really angry. I never really see him angry besides with the symbiote. So I want to see something like that with him, where he's not influenced by a symbiote alien. That'll be nice. One thing that a lot of people might also bring up is the anti-venom suit. I don't know what the anti-venom suit would really play a part in this game, because I hope they don't. I honestly hope it on bonds from him onto Harry, and Harry just becomes fucking Agent Anti-Venom or some shit. You know what I mean? And then it saves Harry's life when he's in whatever coma he's in, and he survives. I don't really know. Like, maybe Harry's dead at this point. I don't know. But I think having the anti-venom get off of Peter is the best solution. There could be a way where Norman has found a weakness, and he's known, you know, for being a genius, so he could probably find a way to get the anti-venom suit off of Peter. He's been testing with the symbiote for years now. He's probably known more about the symbiote than Peter does, and probably up there with Dr. Connors. So I think that in many ways they could play a big role in getting the anti-venom off Peter, making him a little bit more vulnerable in this game by having MJ go into a coma and Miles become one of his greatest enemies. And also, I think that Miles has a lot more opportunity to have story beats with his family, like Prowler, and maybe even seeing the reaction that Rio would have with that, maybe even killing off Rio or killing off Haley, which I think would be a possibility, and something that could actually push his character a little bit more forward. Knowing Insomniac, they're going to probably play it as safe as humanly possible, so I don't see any of these types of story aspects actually happening. If anything, they're going to make his play as Haley, like 3 times throughout the story. In the next one, and I just don't see it. The way they can conclude this, though, is having, of course, Peter save Miles, and then after Peter saves Miles, he goes off and basically fights Green Goblin on the bridge. I know I said Times Square on my original post, but Times Square could be maybe where they end, and I would like to see them start at the bridge, go to Oscorp, and then go to Times Square, and then that's where Peter dies, or maybe that's where Peter wins and he retires. Either way, the ending is really up to Insomniac with what they want to do. I feel like if they wanted to do it, they could, and they probably will kill Peter. That's just my prediction. If I were to do anything like, you know, actually make a full-on story about this, like, that's probably the end for their Spider-Man. This guy is like 23, 24 years old. He's already seen to be retired. His friends are dying. His people are fucking dying. You know, his friend's dad is now evil. Like, I'm sure he would want to quit or die. So that's probably going to happen to him. A few other added features I think would be really, really nice would be challenge maps. I don't know why in the first game in Miles Morales they didn't have any challenge maps. It's like bonkers that didn't happen. I'm really upset that they don't have that, because it helps longevities in games. Look at Arkham, bro. I even said this on Twitter. Just steal what Arkham did with the challenge maps, make racetracks with the swinging, like, duh, fucking, that would be genius. Go ahead and do a bunch of challenge maps so we could alternate between Spider-Man and Miles Morales Spider-Man, and maybe even Silk Spider-Woman. You know, also Silk, I don't know what they're going to do with Silk. I don't know if they're going to set her up for like the next game, or if they're going to do that for DLC, but I feel like she's going to be a hard inclusion in this game, because she just feels so out of place. Like, in my opinion, that end credit scene was terrible. They should have set her up in the actual game, like actually in the game, and had like one mission where you meet her, maybe another mission where she has powers or something, kind of like what Miles did in the first game. But they rushed that too, where they're just like, yeah, here's Cindy Moon, and she's gonna be Silk. Like, whoa, okay, I guess. Kind of weird. Kind of a weird thing to bring in at the last minute. So I don't really have anything to say about that. I just have to wait and see how they kind of like tackle that, whether in the actual like game of Spider-Man 3 or in the DLC. But I think they're probably just gonna make her Spider-Woman as soon as the game starts or some shit. Or maybe that's how they're going to start the game, is actually her becoming Spider-Woman or Silk or whatever the fuck. I don't know what they're going to do with that character. I really don't care about that character personally. So I really hope they do something interesting, but who knows. Another thing is that they should definitely start everybody at 0 assist web swinging. I'm just saying, I think that would be really funny, just to screw with everybody, making everybody kind of more, I guess, like having a more skill cap. As soon as they start the game, as soon as they start swinging, it gets like a lower, and maybe like they have like running on the ground. So that's why they do it, is to have a little bit more of that feature be incorporated within your swinging. So they give you the 0 assist immediately, so you can actually feel that type of swinging. Another thing would be New Game Plus at launch. If this isn't there at the next game, bro, I'm telling you, Insomniac just doesn't listen to the fans, or they're just brain dead stupid, or they were just legitimately rushed by Sony. If New Game Plus isn't at launch for this next game, like, what the fuck? Did you not learn anything from this last game and all the criticisms that you got? Come on now. Random shit. Customizable suits. Let us like customize it like Injustice 2, where you could go chest piece, legs, webbing, colors, masks, eye lenses, you know, stuff like that. Hair pieces would cut up, no, you can see the top of their heads. You know, that'd be fun. Stupid shit like that, I think, would kind of also help the longevity of the game, where you're adding pieces within a game, adding different customizable parts within a game. And I could see them doing something like that within the future of this franchise. It's customizable suits, and, you know, I feel like the variants are almost a step in that right direction, so I'd love to see something like that. Okay, less Peter and Miles missions that last like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because I'm sick and tired of that shit, bro. I don't want to walk around as Peter. I don't want to walk around as Miles doing stupid Miles and Peter shit for like 50 minutes on end. It is obnoxious. It really is. It's really annoying. So I really hope they kind of cut that out. Just let us play more Spider-Man, you know, or Silk or something. Just let us play. And that's pretty much it. I mean, like, I really don't have many more criticisms or things that they should change or ideas, but definitely make the game next time more brutal, give it more stakes, have more characters die. Like, I felt like when they said this game was going to be so much darker, I thought we were going to get like Black Cat dying and fucking Prowler getting his head ripped off by Kraven in front of Miles or some shit, or some, you know, something crazy, but nothing really happened besides Kraven getting his head bit off. And that was it. Like, a villain on villain crime is not as dark as a whole ass terrorist attack, like I said in one of my other videos. And other stuff that happened in that first game, like somebody blowing their head off right in front of Spider-Man. Like, that shit was actually dark. And I hope they kind of bring more aspects into this game where they're not taking safe routes and stupid little things like that, and they actually do take risks and do things that would actually shock the fans. Like, again, putting MJ in a coma, killing Prowler, doing things like that, killing Haley. Like, dude, Haley would not even hear it coming. So I really think that there are interesting concepts and ideas that they could do for this next game. I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos in the future. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.